Welcome in everyone, James here, and in this video I'm going to be covering the two area bosses for the first area of Atlantica. You need to beat both of these in order to open the gate. You will find Burbol, the first one, on the left side of the map, and you will find the dark one, Dodecaplex, at the top of the tower on the right hand side. Now, in my last video, the which heroes should you level up for Atlantica video, I showed you every single different class and how you can deal with this little area that we're in with each class, and my recommendations for the best heroes for each class. You can progress through both of these fights with any of those strategies that I showed you. In this video, I'm going to be using the warrior class because those are the ones that I've leveled up. Xantos did a video with the hunter class on Burbol as well, so go check that out if you do play hunter class. He was using Caliban and Tristan for this fight. But let's get into it. The Burbol fight, there's not a right lot that's special about it, if I'm honest, just that they are higher level. But this one is pretty much the same as all the rest of the troll fights that you find in this little area. You just have to be careful of the acid, and aside from that, it's pretty much a normal fight. Burbol himself is quite tanky and he has the ability to stun you, but I didn't see much trouble with it using Logan and Hermes. And all I'm doing in the fight is I took haste potions and vigor potions and just carefully planning when to use those potions, watching how many times the acid ticks, because every time you get a fresh tick it will flash. But as long as you keep your eye on that and you've got an idea how much acid damage you're about to receive at the end of the turn, then you can judge whether you need to cleanse really or heal or whatever. For me, I've got Hermes there for the heals. I could have reduced damage even further by attuning my armor. You will notice that none of my armor there is attuned to troll. I could have done that, and then the only damage I would have to worry about is the incoming acid damage, but I did not find that I needed it in this fight. If you are struggling though, then of course attune your armor, and you could even try out some acid resist charms so that the incoming damage that you're getting from the troll enemies, if your armor is attuned, and then you add an acid resist charm or two, then the damage that you're going to receive will be so low that you will never even have to worry about it, as long as you maintain, weaken and protect. And then on to the dark one fight. This one looks quite difficult. I did this one before I did the Burbol one, so in this video I am level 62, and I've got the buff sword, and that will give you protect and focus, and I've got the Maverick gauntlet. The potions I'm using are vigor potions and haste potions. Now, vigor and haste work really well for this, because if you watch the acid, every time it blinks, that's a fresh stack. So if you watch how many times it blinks, you can judge how much damage you're about to take. And I am taking heavy damage from the acid in this one. My armor is not attuned to troll either. I could have attuned 3 pieces to troll to mitigate all their damage. Their damage would have been 0. And the only thing I would have had to worry about would be acid. But again, I didn't feel like I had to, because I've got Hermes there for big heals, and obviously he is troll type, so I'm getting bonus heals from the strong verses. And then the second round, all I was trying to do was take out the rest of the enemies using haste potions to allow myself to heal. And I'm thinking all the time about when to use the potions, watching how many acid stacks I have applied to me and trying to judge how much damage it's going to do. Now, you can negate all of the damage from acid if you want, as well as attuning your armor by adding some acid resist damage charms. Now, I'd recommend to put this on a random piece of armor. Don't put this on your main armor. Just try and find a random piece of armor that might have resist slots on it and put them on there if you are struggling, because that way you can negate all the damage from the trolls by attuning your mythic armor with weaken and protect, and then you can negate all the acid damage with some acid resist charms, but you're basically never going to take any damage except from the dark one, because he doesn't have a type, so you can't attune to him. And I'm going to speed up the last part of the video because he is incredibly tanky. I'm not joking, it took like 2-3 minutes to finish him off once I got him isolated. But yeah, that is how I did it with the warrior class. What class are you using? What heroes are you using? What heroes are you leveling up? Let me know. I am just about to break through the first gate into the second area, so I will be back with videos covering that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have been James B09. Good luck out there.